Hey everyone, Ace of Clay here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another sculpting video. Today, we're making a Dapper Skeleton. But before we get into that, I finally get to announce the big secret that I've been hinting at for the past couple weeks. In collaboration with Sculpting and Polyform products, we bring you the ultimate sculpting starter set. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's finally here, a sculpting kit for beginners that has pretty much everything you need to get started with polymer clay. I will be doing a full unboxing at the end of this video, and to sweeten the deal, we are giving away 10 kits to 10 subscribers. So if you want to try to score one of these things for free, then stay tuned until the end of the video for all the details on how to enter the giveaway. This kit will be available on Tuesday, August 11th at 8 a.m. US Central Time. It's an online exclusive and the only place you can get it is at sculpty.com. It retails for $29.99, but through the 17th of this month, you can get 10% off by using code AC10ALTA at checkout. And there is a limited quantity of these, so be sure to mark your calendars if you want to snag one. But wait, there's more. In addition to everything you get in the kit, you also get access to an exclusive real-time tutorial by yours truly on how to make this little zombie guy right here with everything in the kit. All right, so with all that said, stay tuned until the end of this video for the full unboxing, and let's talk about what we're making today. Like I said, we're making a Dapper Skeleton. This was highly requested a really long time ago, back when I was doing my classic monster series, and everybody was just asking for a Dapper Skeleton, and I really hope you still want to see it because he's here today, complete with top hat and fancy tuxedo. So now, without further ado, let's make this Dapper Skeleton. Alright, for the first step, I drilled 2 holes into this wooden plaque the size of my bamboo skewers, and I'm going to insert those and trim them to size. These are going to be the skeleton's legs. And then I'm going to wrap some wire around the tops of each one and then sort of arch it over to create his shoulders. And as always, all of the materials and tools that I use in this video are listed in the description box below, along with my affiliate links if you want to purchase anything. Then once that's looking pretty good, I'm going to add another piece of wire like so to create the arms and attach it to the top of the shoulders with some floral wire. Now I'm going to bulk out the torso chest area with some Super Sculpey Ultralight. Just want to get the general shape down and smooth it out pretty good, just get it ready for my final layer of clay. This doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm just going to poke in a skewer for the neck, make sure that's nice and secure, and get him ready to bake. And once that's baked and completely cooled down, it's time to cover this in our final layer of clay. Today I'm using Super Sculpey Original. I'm just going to add this nice even sheet over the torso like so, and to get it nice and even like this, I rolled it through my pasta maker on the thickest setting. Now I'm just going to take a snake of clay and create the legs. And once the legs are pretty well shaped out, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some tiny snakes of clay to create folds and wrinkles on the pants. Now once the pants are done, it's time for the shoes. I just shaped out the shape of the foot and shoe like so, and I'm attaching it to the ankle, and then further shaping it out, adding the heel in the back, and then we're going to go ahead and press in all the details. But before I add those details, I'm going to add a nice little cuff, like so. This is just a flattened snake of clay. Now I'm going to crisscross some very tiny snakes of clay to create the shoelaces. And after finishing the other foot off camera, we're going to go ahead and finish off his neck. Just add this little piece of clay there, blend it into the chest, and it's time to start the details on his tuxedo jacket. And to create some little wrinkles on the waistband, I'm just rocking a skewer back and forth like so. Super easy and super effective. Sometimes you can get away with making wrinkles like this. And now we're going to create the tails for the coat. I cut these out of a flat sheet of clay, and I'm sort of flattening the edges so that it's not such a strong edge. And then we're going to add it to the back and blend it in with the top half. Now let's start the front of the jacket, just adding some pieces like this to create the opening. And as you can see, I'm not just adding a bunch of sheets of clay all over the thing to make an actual jacket. I'm blending it into the torso that's already there. This is just making it look like he's wearing clothes without adding any extra bulk. Now we're going to go ahead and add those lapels, and these are really going to finish off the jacket. Now let's add some buttons. After adding some seams to the jacket, we're going to go ahead and add all the details to his button-up shirt, including buttons. And then I want to give him a very fancy and large bow tie, so I'm just going to shape that out of a piece of clay, like that, add some wrinkles with my rubber shaper tools, and then stick it on with some Bacon Bond. After finishing off the details on the buttons, I'm going to brush the entire surface with clay softener to remove fingerprints and get him ready for another bake. Can't forget the stitches on the back though. And once he's baked and completely cooled down, it's time to start the arms. I'm going to position the armature wire first, of course, and then add some snakes of clay to create the sleeves. Now here's those snakes of clay for the arms, and as you can see there, I'm using my new fancy blade from my Sculpey Ultimate Sculpting Starter Set. Just a little hint about what's inside. Okay, anyway, putting the clay on the arm, I want to keep these pretty skinny because he's a skeleton, of course. I don't want to make him too big, and we're just going to keep going, and then of course some more snakes of clay to create folds and wrinkles on those elbows so that it looks like the fabric is stretching. Now for the hands, I'm going to trim off the excess wire that's there. I always like to overestimate how much wire I need for the arms, so I always make it longer than it needs to be just in case I need it for some reason, but in this case I didn't. So I'm going to trim those down, add the palm area, and then for each finger I'm going to put clay around a tiny piece of floral wire and then just poke it right into that clay there and sort of blend it in with that rubber shaper tool. I don't have a ton of footage of this because this was a really difficult process and it was really hard to film. I probably should have used Super Sculpey Firm for this instead of the original just because it's a little firmer, of course, and I would have had more control, but it worked out. It was fine. Definitely wasn't my favorite step though. And then once the hand is done, I'm going to cap off the sleeve with a flattened snake of clay and blend the back edge in with everything else and do the same thing on the other side. Now for the head, I'm going to cover this piece of aluminum foil with some Super Sculpey Firm. See, I finally got it, got my firm out, and we're just going to cover that, add a skewer for the neck, make it easier to hold on to, and of course attach when it's done. And then we're going to start poking in the details after we attach the teeth and jaw. Alright, so with this guy, I wanted him to look like he is from the same universe and world as all my other monster characters. So I'm going to essentially give him the same skull as the Grim Reaper, because that would only make sense if he's from the same world. The skull would be the same look and style. It is slightly different. I give him bigger teeth than the Grim Reaper, and the shape is a little different and maybe a little bigger, but for the most part, they definitely look like they could be brothers, or even this guy could be what the Grim Reaper looked like on his wedding day or something like that. So I don't know, I liked the idea of that, and it was nice going back to that original style that I established like a year or so ago when I made the Grim Reaper. So here I'm just pressing in the teeth like so, and then of course we're going to finish everything off with his nose. And then what would a Dapper Skeleton be without a fancy top hat? So I'm just going to poke a hole in. That went a little too far, but it's okay, it wasn't the end of the world. And we're just going to add that toothpick to secure everything, some bacon bond of course. Then I'm going to shape out the brim of the hat and press that onto the toothpick like that. And then we're going to start the rest of the hat. And then gently stick that on the toothpick as well. And we're going to finish off the hat with a little band of fabric like that. Then we're going to attach the head with a little bit of bacon bond and then brush the surface with clay softener to remove all the fingerprints on the uncured areas and get him ready for his final bake. And then say it with me, once he's baked and completely cooled down, it's time for paint. All the paints that I use in this video are Folk Art brand matte acrylics. We're going to go in with some warm white onto all of the exposed bone areas. Now once all the bone is painted, we're going to go ahead and start the undershirt. This is just a nice light gray color that I made by mixing black and white. And then for the jacket and pants, I'm going in with a very dark gray. I made this by mixing black and white as well, and a little bit of brown just to get rid of that blue tinge that it would have had I not added the brown. I'm going to paint the bow tie purple and the band on his hat purple too. It took me a while to figure out what color to make this. I was going to originally make it orange, but then I thought orange would stand out too much. I didn't want to bring too much attention to the bow tie, so I opted for purple. Let me know if you would have made it orange instead. Now I'm just going in with a very fine paintbrush and some watered down brown to bring out all of the details in his face. I also did this on the hands at each of the knuckles and the joints. Now I'm going to use a fine paintbrush to outline each eye socket with some pure black and then fill it in with a bigger paintbrush. And then for the base, I opted for this nice purplish brown color. And then we can't forget that little band on his hat. And he's done! The Dapper Skeleton is complete. Let me know what you think in the comments, and now stay tuned for the unboxing of the Super Sculpey Ultimate Sculpting Starter Set and all the details on the giveaway. And that's a wrap. I really hope you like how the Dapper Skeleton came out. I think he's looking pretty fancy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now back to the kit. Now keep in mind this kit is for beginners. If you're a pro, you really don't need it. But I mean, if you want to collect it, that's cool too. Right now, you ready to see what's inside? First, we have to mention this fancy little flyer. Got a picture of the zombie on there. It goes through all the different types of clay. And would you look at that? Who's that at the bottom? So you're gonna get 4 different types of clay. You're gonna get a nice block of Super Sculpey Original, which you know is my go-to clay for pretty much every project. Some Super Sculpey Ultralight, some Super Sculpey Medium, and some Super Sculpey Firm. This is a great way for you to be able to use all of these amazing clays without having to invest a ton of money up front. In the exclusive zombie tutorial you get access to after you buy the kit, I will show you how to use each of these clays on this one project so you can experience each one. And I also want to mention this tutorial is in real time for the most part. There are hardly any time lapses. I think it's like 45 minutes long or something like that. Now for the tools, you are going to get a rubber shaper tool, a stainless steel hook tool, a dual-ended ball stylus and cylinder tool, a dual-ended needle and spoon tool, a roller to roll out flat sheets of clay, and then instead of a broken palette knife, unfortunately, you're going to get this nice high-quality blade. And then we can't forget our armature wire. You get plenty of this. The only things that you need that aren't in the kit are just like aluminum foil, scissors to cut the wire, and of course paints. And like I mentioned in the intro, we are giving away 10 kits to 10 subscribers for free. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of the kit, and then fill out the Google form in the description box below. This is only a few questions. It keeps everything nice and organized, and one of the questions is how are we going to contact you if you win. The contest ends Monday, August 10th, so you don't have a ton of time. If you want in on this, you better sign up for it now. And unfortunately, this giveaway is only open to US residents at this time. And just to recap before you go, the kit will be available to everyone on August 11th at 8 a.m. US Central Time. It is $29.99 and you can only get it at sculpey.com. But you can get 10% off if you use my code AC10ALTA at checkout. And that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video and experiencing my first big official product collaboration. I am so excited about this and I really hope you guys are too. As always, thank you so much for being here. I couldn't do this without you. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Ace of Clay. I'm also on TikTok, so check me out there. And I will see you on Tuesday when the kit goes live at 8 o'clock a.m. US Central Time. See you there.